Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts Lee Silber and Ellen Goodwin.
Welcome to the 150th episode of the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm your co-host Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host
Lee Silber, and may I be the first to wish you a happy birthday. Because we're half of 100.
We are half of 100. Yes.
200. No,
150 episodes. So not only are we at that number of episodes, we're at the third episode of a 3-part series about hitting the ground running.
Before we begin, can I mention something?
Yes.
You know, now with birthdays, people are driving by someone's home and honking and decorating the cars, and they stand outside and throw gifts at you now. A friend of mine, I guess he loves beer, so his wife planned a party, and everyone drops one beer and a note of why they chose that beer for him. So I love that we're taking traditions and finding clever ways to do it safely, and I think that's the spirit of the American way. I'm very, very happy to see that I'm going to drink the 5 beers and give him the 1.
Well, I like that too, because what I wanted to talk today about with hitting the ground running is more personal and home rather than work. And I think that we've talked about in the last 2 episodes the importance of looking at skills that you want to add into work for when you go back to work, whether that's in the office or you continue to work remotely. But I would say, look at your own skills. Is there something that you've wanted to be doing and you haven't? Something that you feel would add to your life, not necessarily your work life, just your personal life. Now's the time. If you haven't been doing it already, find a way to add it into your life.
I think, like, for a lot of us, we've always heard, you should follow, and I agree with this, but you strengthen your strengths because you don't have time to, strengthen your weaknesses. Now we do. I was an okay cook, but my wife's still working, so now I'm the primary one cooking. So I'm learning how to be a better chef. Say, when you use the word chef. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. And now we don't shop as much. So you have to be clever, creative. Is this thing expired? Okay, I can still use it. And creating all kinds of interesting dishes. But it's something that a skill I'm actually pretty good at it. It's another use of my creativity. So whatever that might, and also I'm doing a lot of home improvement. So a lot of carpentry and building and fixing things, and those are skills that I was okay at, but now I'm getting better. Not good, better.
But that's awesome. I mean, this is not a plug for a website, but it's one you could follow. Foodcombo.com. You punch in what ingredients you have, and it brings up recipes. So if you've got like 4 things, you put those in, and it brings up recipes that use those 4 things. So
wait, say that again. That sounds perfect for me.
I know it does. Foodcombo.com. And again,
awesome.
we're not affiliates or anything. Somebody just told me about it this last week, and I used it this weekend, and it was awesome. So adding in skills that you've always wanted to try. Well, now's a perfect time to do them, to make you be that person. Maybe you've always felt like, I would like to be the kind of person who cooks like you, or I'd like to be the kind of person that stays in touch with people. I sent out 10 postcards on Friday. I had a book of fun postcards, and I sent postcards to friends, just saying, hey, from far away when they're like just down the street. But I want to be that kind of person that brings a smile to people's face, that like they get the mail, and here in the midst of whatever else is there, there's a postcard that's just saying, hi, I'm thinking about you. So, I mean, looking at things that you want to be the kind of person. Maybe it is the kind of person that exercises every morning, or the kind of person that spends time learning a foreign language. Think about what kind of person you want to be and figure out what skills you need to add in to become that kind of person.
Hear what she said. I mean, I could go on and on, which I always do, but I won't do this case because you said it succinctly that that's, along the same lines of sending things out. As I've had time to clean out my files, I found some old articles I'd written about people, and I sent it to them.
Oh,
and I
nice.
got a nice handwritten note from famous people. And I thought that was cool that a famous person would take the time to write me a handwritten note. Made me feel famous kind of too.
Oh, that's awesome. But in the same note, as becoming a new kind of person and becoming the person that does this, you can also become the kind of person who doesn't do something. So that would be looking at things that are not serving you or your family. I mean, it's not all about being selfish, all about yourself, but there may be things that you have been doing that you've always done them just because you know how things just get to be, oh, we've always done it that way. And when you stop and look at it, it really doesn't serve you or your family. And now's the time to kind of look at that and either replace the thing or just get rid of it.
That's great. I mean, when I think about that list, I mean, I hope we don't open until next 2025 because I got a lot to work on. But no, I agree with you. One thing, we've talked about this in the past is, distractions definitely get in the way of efficiency and productivity.
Oh, yeah.
And so a lot of things, now that you're home, you walk by and, you just, especially if you work from home, you look at it over, oh my God. But I've been fixing all those things, getting rid of all
Right.
those little naggy little projects that are simple, but yet we never seem to get to them. And so now when I walk up and down the hallway around the house, I'm like, yeah, feels good. It feels so good to accomplish something. So I started with the easiest first, and I'm working my way towards the harder ones later.
Yeah. But I mean,
There it is.
the harder things later. But we've had stuff that has been in our yard, and we've always just kind of walked around it, and finally we looked and we're like, what purpose does this serve? And it was an ornamental thing I had brought from another house, and it always just been there. I think when I moved into this house, I just kind of put it there, and it was just there. And it was like the perfect metaphor for something that has just been there in the way, but we've never bothered to think about doing something. And we looked at it and went, why? Why is this here anymore? And we just posted it on a giveaway site on the internet, and someone came and they were thrilled to death to have it. And now it's like so much nicer, but that's not there. But it's been there forever. And I think we have a lot of things in our life that are like that.
So you have like a Sanford and Sons house?
No. No, not.
Oh, well, that's good.
But so look at who you want to be, who your family wants to be. Add the things in that are going to make a difference going forward, and get rid of the things that you no longer need, so that you can hit the ground running when we come out of this.
You were I know people don't think we prepare, but we prepare. And as you were telling me, you were going to talk about rituals. And so we started a ritual at our house where we read a book aloud. So we each take a chapter. The two sons and my wife and I. And because the kids just say, go read, they shut the door and I don't know what they're doing in there. And I don't want to know, but I doubt that they're reading. So this way I know they're reading. And it's just great to have my own books read aloud. That's how I get
Is that what you're reading? Your books?
Yes. Yeah, because then I hear all the typos. Like, oh, I gotta fix that. Hey, it's efficient. It's efficient.
You're like not even paying your boys to read it. Oh my God. I thought you were going to say you're like reading Harry Potter or something. No, you're reading. I love that.
No, I have another book. This is my second book. This in just the beginning of this year coming out, and we're reading it aloud just so I can catch any, make sure the dialogue sounds right and that there's no typos. It's called Underground. It's about two teenagers who basically, it's a teen thriller, and he built an underground fort, and his dad hid some stuff. He works for the DEA in there, and the bad guys are trying to get it, and he's trying to not have them get it. And it's approved for all ages, so the kids can read it. It's fun.
That's awesome.
It's fun to hear them read it out loud.
So that's our pitch for Lee. So there's going to be a new book coming out. So and
free. I'm giving it away, so maybe we'll put a link. I'm I'm not charging anybody anything for it. It's just one of those projects I wanted to do, and I just want people to read it and pass it around. I have no interest in selling it. I just want to give some people a little bit of levity in their life in tough times. And I want to mention something else before. I know I can always tell when you're wrapping up.
I'm sure.
I sense it, and I know if there was a hook, it'd be around my neck right now. But I wanted to say, 150 episodes. I can't imagine doing it with anybody else, and I've loved our time in the studio, and we laugh and we have fun, but we hopefully are imparting good information. But it's a joy. I look forward to working, going to the studio. It's not like, I got to go to the studio. I'm like, I got to go to the studio.
Yay.
See Ellen. So I want to thank you for being you. And I also want the listeners to know, and I wrote this as a blurb for the back of your book, that you really do walk the talk. You're the real deal. When you say do something, you do it. And I think that's not everyone's like that. So you should be commended for being a person who says what they're going to do and does it, tells other people what they might want to do, and then you only say that because you're doing it yourself and it's working.
Oh, well, thank you. And I mean, not that I have to, but I'm going to go right back at you, because you have always walked the talk. I mean, if you look at Lee's office, if you look at Lee's organization of his life, he is the epitome of efficiency. So it's been a pleasure doing 150 episodes. I hope we do 150 more at least. And someday we'll get to be back in the studio together, since we're recording in our own homes at this point.
I know. I just say, Alexa, play our podcast just so I can hear your voice.
That's right. You can do that. You just, whatever the most recent episode of the Faster, Easier, Better show. And on that note, thanks for listening to us, and we'll be back again next week with another episode.